The darker it gets, the more clearly you see where the light is. Real awakening doesn't happen on sunny days. It happens when you're on your knees, can't catch your breath, and still you don't quit. You look life in the eye and say, "You're not taking me down." Now picture this: a city reduced to rubble, ashes in the streets, hope gone. But in the middle of that wreckage, one man stands. He isn't a superhero. He's someone who's lost everything, but he still chooses to live. His name? Viktor Frankl. He lost his parents, his wife, his freedom, stripped down to a number. But he never lost the most important thing, the freedom to choose how to respond. That's the truth most people miss. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by how you rise in response. Today we live in a world that's addicted to anxiety. Your heart races not from excitement, but from fear. Fear of being behind, fear of not being good enough, fear of falling and never getting back up. But what if I told you that fear is just noise your mind made up? It's not your truth, it's not your soul talking. You are not a victim you never were. You are a co-creator of your life. There's a fire inside you waiting to be reignited. The world doesn't owe you a thing, but it's offering you everything, if you just believe you're worthy of it. Every time you say "I can't," you build another wall inside your mind. You're not the prisoner behind that wall. You're the one holding the damn sledgehammer. Success isn't luck, it's not destiny. It's a decision made over and over again. Edison, he failed 1,000 times and kept going. Disney laughed out of rooms, told he had no talent. They didn't fold, they designed their own meaning and chased it with everything they had. You want to change your life? Start with one thought. Your life is designable, not perfect, not flawless, but yours to shape, yours to build, yours to live. Don't wait to be understood. Don't wait until conditions are perfect to be disciplined. If you're waiting for permission, you're already losing. Get stronger, not to impress anyone, but to stop letting life beat you into submission. Get wealthy, not to flex, but to give your loved ones peace of mind. Have goals, not for clout, but so when your head hits the pillow, you can say today mattered. Life's meaning isn't something you find, it's something you create. Every choice you make, every hit you take, every morning you don't give up, that's the blueprint of your legacy. You're not a piece on the board, you're the one moving the pieces. Feeling lost? That's okay, move anyway. Confusion won't kill you, standing still will. You weren't born just to get by. You're here to burn bright, to make noise, to leave a dent. While others are hesitating, you move. While others complain, you build. Life doesn't favor anyone. It favors the ones who stop running from it. So stop asking for signs. You are the sign. Every second you're still breathing is proof. You've got more to do, more to give, more to become. But let's be real. Your problem isn't talent. It's not resources. It's not time. It's that you keep outsourcing your power. You hand your energy to people who don't believe in you. You wait for external validation before you act. You scroll past other people's wins and ask yourself, why not me? But then you sit back down and do nothing. Let me tell you why not you. Because you keep living in reaction, not intention. You let life happen to you instead of through you. You don't need more motivation. You need to look in the mirror and get honest. You say you want success, but you won't build structure. You say you want peace, but you won't cut off chaos. You say you want change, but you refuse discomfort. Discomfort is the entrance fee to any life worth living. Growth doesn't feel like a spa day. It feels like sore muscles, tired mornings, awkward conversations, and days where you question everything. And yet it's where transformation begins. Because pain has a purpose. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to reveal you. That's what Frankl learned in the darkest place on earth. That even in a world stripped of freedom, one freedom remained. The freedom to assign meaning to suffering. And when you can give meaning to your pain, you don't just survive it, you alchemize it. You make it the fuel that drives your next chapter. Let's get practical now. Want to be powerful? Then take your morning seriously. Win the first hour, and you take control of the whole day. Not just coffee and scrolling. I'm talking silence, planning, movement, clarity. When you own your schedule, you own your mindset. And when you own your mindset, you stop being a slave to emotion. Because discipline isn't about control, it's about freedom. You want financial freedom? Start with emotional discipline. Stop spending money to feel better. Stop jumping from thing to thing to avoid boredom. Sit with your life. Build it brick by brick. You don't need overnight success, you need daily alignment. You think Jeff Bezos woke up rich? He just didn't quit when no one was watching. You think Kobe Bryant became a legend by accident? He was in the gym at 4 a.m. when no one else believed yet. Legends aren't born, they're constructed. And guess what? So are losers. The difference: one person built their life based on excuses, the other built it based on decisions. You decide which one you are, every single day. If you're tired, keep going. If you're scared, keep going. If you're unsure,
Keep going, because clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from action. You don't wait for confidence, you build it. You don't wait for passion, you create it. You don't wait for purpose, you live like you already have one. You've got one shot at this life. Don't waste it playing small. You weren't born to just make rent and die. You're not here to coast. You're here to fight, to rise, to build something you're proud of. So no more waiting, no more apologizing for wanting more, no more shrinking to make others comfortable. You are not too much, you are not too late, you are not broken, you are becoming. And becoming isn't pretty, it's gritty, it's painful, it's lonely, but it's worth it. Because on the other side of your resistance is the life you were born to live. Don't you think it's supposed to feel easy? You think your dream's gonna show up with a red ribbon and a welcome note? Hell no, it shows up as resistance, as doubt, as failure dressed in disguise. But if you're waiting for it to get easier, you already lost. It's not supposed to get easier, you're supposed to get stronger. Because the truth is, every time life tests you, it's asking a simple question. Are you serious, or are you just interested? Interested people quit, serious people adapt. And that's the difference between people who talk and people who build. Between those who dream at night and those who wake up early to make it real. But maybe you're stuck, maybe you've been in the same place so long it's starting to feel like home. Let me remind you, comfort is the killer. Comfort is the silent thief that robs you of your edge, your fire, your future. You were not built to stay in neutral. You were built to evolve, to expand, to climb. So take a look at your life. If it doesn't scare you, it's probably too small. If it doesn't stretch you, it's probably too safe. You will never rise higher than the story you tell yourself. So ask yourself, what story have you been living? I'm too old. I'm not ready. It's too late. I'm just trying to survive. Delete every one of them. Replace it with truth. I'm built for this. I get better every day. I'm still in the game. My life is under construction, and I'm the architect. Because belief isn't a feeling. Belief is a decision backed by action. You don't believe in yourself after you get results. You believe in yourself until the results show up. And let me be clear, results don't lie. You either did the work or you didn't. But even when you fall short, even when you screw up, even when it all collapses, you are not your failure. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are what you choose to become from this moment forward. Do you hear me? Every second is a vote. Every choice is a brick. Every day is another chance to pour concrete under your foundation. This is your power. You can choose again, right now. You can stop blaming your upbringing. You can stop resenting the people who didn't believe in you. You can stop waiting for someone to come save you. No one is coming, but that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because you don't need rescue. You need responsibility. You need to own your fire. You need to face the mirror and say, I'm done playing small. I'm done being scared of my potential. I'm done asking for permission. And then, act like it. Write the vision. Set the target. Take the damn shot. Yes, you'll fail. Yes, you'll get criticized. Yes, people will misunderstand you. So what? Let them talk. Let them doubt. You've got work to do. Because when you build something out of integrity, out of clarity, out of discipline, you don't just win, you last.
You don't just get results. You become the type of person who gets them again and again. And let's talk about pressure. Because pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is the birthplace of diamonds, of strength, of character. You want a bigger life? Get ready for heavier weights. Don't ask for it to get lighter, build stronger shoulders. Because if you run every time it gets hard, you'll never find out how powerful you actually are. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of pain, but you'll never meet that version if you keep choosing comfort. So now's the time, not tomorrow, not when it feels right, not when you have more money or support or confidence. Now, right here, right now, this breath, this decision. You are made to create, to build, to push, to transform. You are the answer you've been waiting for. You want to change your life? Then change your relationship with time. Stop thinking in hours. Start thinking in decades. Because the real game isn't about speed, it's about direction. You don't need to get there fast. You need to make sure you're going somewhere that matters. Too many people sprint toward things they never actually wanted. They wake up successful and feel empty because they climbed the ladder, but it was leaning on the wrong wall. That won't be you. From this moment on, you move with intention. You live like your time is currency, because it is. Every distraction you entertain, every toxic relationship you keep, every lazy day you let slide, you're spending time you'll never get back. And that's the thing. You're not running out of motivation. You're running out of time. So stop being casual with your life. Stop living like you've got forever. The clock is ticking, but that's not meant to scare you. That's meant to focus you. Now let's talk about the one weapon that separates the fulfilled from the frustrated. Vision. Vision isn't fantasy. It's not a Pinterest board or a dream journal. It's the ability to see something that doesn't exist yet and believe in it so hard, it starts to pull you forward. Vision is what gets you out of bed on the hard days. It's what keeps you grounded when the world tries to shake you. It's what silences the noise and centers your soul. Without vision, you're just reacting to life. With vision, you're designing it. But a vision with no action, that's just a hallucination. So build systems, build structure, get clear, get aggressive, get consistent, because your goals don't care how you feel. They only care what you do. And I'll be honest, there will be days you want to give up, days you question everything. That's part of the process. But when that moment hits, remember this: you're not here to feel ready. You're here to be relentless. This isn't about hype. This isn't about motivational dopamine hits. This is about becoming unshakable. So when pressure hits, you don't fold, you rise. When things fall apart, you don't break, you rebuild. Because you weren't born to chase meaning. You were born to create it. And you do that by choosing purpose over pleasure, discipline over distraction, long-term over instant. People will call you obsessed. Let them. Because obsession is what happens when clarity meets commitment. You'll get misunderstood. You'll outgrow people. You'll have to let go of who you used to be. But don't fear that. That's the tax you pay to become who you're meant to be. You don't owe the world your comfort. You owe it your contribution. So take all that pain, all that pressure, all that potential you've been sitting on, and turn it into power. Start speaking like it, moving like it, living like it. Let your actions get so loud they drown out every doubt you ever had. Because here's the raw truth: if you died tomorrow, would you be proud of how you live today? Not how much money you made, not how many followers you had, not how busy you were, but how aligned you were. How many times you showed up when it was hard, how many times you chose growth over comfort, how many times you lived like your life actually mattered. Because it does, and you do, you matter. Not just for what you can achieve, but for who you're becoming in the process. You've waited long enough. You've second-guessed yourself to death. You've dimmed your light to make others feel comfortable. You've betrayed your potential for comfort, for validation, for fitting in. No more. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to stand out on fire, unshaken, undeniable. You've got a gift, a voice, a power that you've buried under layers of fear and doubt. But let me say it clearly, so there's no confusion. The world doesn't need a more polished version of you. It needs the real you, raw, bold, awake, because no one's coming to tell you you're ready. You'll never feel prepared enough. There is no perfect timing. There's only now, right now, while your heart's still beating, right now, while the clock is still ticking, right now, before you look back and wonder what could have been if you just believed. Because belief isn't something you wait for, it's something you decide. Right here, right now. You don't need to know how the whole staircase looks. You just need to take the next step. And maybe that step is small, maybe it's messy, maybe no one claps for it, but do it anyway. Do it for the part of you that refuses to die with your dreams still locked inside you. Do it for the version of you who was told they'd never make it. Do it for every night you cried alone, every time you were overlooked, every moment you felt invisible. Do it because you finally realize you're the damn author, you're the architect, you're the fire starter. You were never the victim, you were just asleep. Now it's time to wake up, not just with your eyes but with your spirit. Wake up and reclaim your power. Wake up and take back your focus. Wake up and stop letting life toss you around like you're some passenger. You're the driver. You're not meant to just survive. You're meant to design a life so full of truth, of conviction, of strength, that people feel it when you walk into a room. Design a soul so anchored that no storm can shake it. Design a future so bold that your past has no choice but to respect it. And if it gets hard, good. That means it's real. That means you're building something that matters. That means you're alive. Because this life, it's not about ease. It's about impact. And your impact starts the moment you stop hiding. So rise. Pick up the pen. Build the plan. Take the leap. Not because you feel ready, but because you finally understand. You don't have to feel like a giant to move like one. You just have to decide. Decide that your life won't be a loop. Decide that your pain won't go to waste. Decide that this version of you, it's just the beginning. And when you decide, that's when everything changes. Not outside you, but inside you. Because the world bends for the one who refuses to be bent. The future opens up for the one who refuses to back down. So don't wait for a sign. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for someone to tap your shoulder and say, you've got potential, you've always had it, and now you know it. So go, not someday, not maybe. Go now, design it, live it, be it, because this is the truth about life's real meaning. You are not a victim, you are the architect of your destiny. So dang tuan chu mi chun no apkil len charles a meshin destiny. Don't give me few idiots. Norbel since dama bestotri quar anium balen, means the magnus sen chumbidiets, bilden dil nin, dil unin gu, dionin we till unin dil new. Sumchen, do soli is the truth about life's real meaning. You are not a victim, dil unin dil new, because you forgot to lift your head and aim.
A clear vision is like GPS. It doesn't guarantee smooth roads, but it keeps you from driving in circles. Let's shift into action, because none of this means anything if you don't move your damn feet. You want change, then you need to outwork your past, outdecide your comfort, outgrow your excuses. Stop asking, what's the perfect plan? Start asking, what's the next courageous step? Perfection is a trap. Clarity comes through motion, not meditation. You build confidence through reps, repetition, discipline, momentum. Stop waiting to feel ready. You're not supposed to feel ready. You're supposed to move anyway. That's how leaders are born. That's how ordinary becomes unstoppable. Now let's talk resilience. Life is not a highlight reel. Life hits hard. You lose people. You lose hope. You fail. But hear me, you are not what happens to you. You are what you decide to become after it. You can collapse or you can rise. You can whine or you can fight. You can be a victim of your circumstances or the author of your comeback story. Pain is part of the path, but suffering is optional. Resilience is when you use the fall as fuel. And what about adaptability? The world's changing fast. Jobs disappear, markets crash, plans fail. But you evolve, you reinvent, you learn, pivot, reset, and strike again. Adaptability isn't weakness, it's power. It's the refusal to stay stuck. It's the skill of letting go of who you were to become who you're meant to be. Because growth, it costs comfort, but it pays in freedom. And we end with this: gratitude. Not the soft kind, not the journal for 5 minutes kind. I mean the kind of gratitude that keeps you grounded when your world's on fire. The kind that reminds you you've survived everything so far, that your breath is still here, that your story's not done. Gratitude isn't weakness, it's strategy. It shifts your focus from lack to power. It reminds you that even in the dark, you still have light. So let's bring this home. You want change? You want a better life? Then take back the only thing that ever truly mattered, your thoughts. Because every achievement starts with a thought. Every downfall does too. You want to win. Win up here in your mind. You want freedom? Break the mental cage. Challenge the programming. Write a new script. And when life hits you, when everything feels out of control, you still get to choose your attitude. That's where your power lives. That's what Viktor Frankl died teaching. And that's where your new life begins. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Take control of your mind and watch your entire world shift.